Buildings fall, bodies hit the floor in Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4.
Hey there, YouTube. It's me, Tyler By from D&T Gaming. Also here is Jed. We are actually making our very first video together. We're going to talk about Battlefield 3 and the new up-and-coming Battlefield 4. Now, the first thing I want to mention is Battlefield 3 is actually the first Xbox game I personally own. It actually is a funny story here, because Jed here had the Xbox, or had the Battlefield 3.
But he had the game. And the thing with this is, if you haven't played it, or you don't know, or haven't tried, it registers only to one Xbox, and you can't play split screen. We didn't know this. So practically what ended up happening is he bought me an Xbox, and I bought him a game. And it was just a bad time. It really was.
Yeah, when we first started playing out, we were so excited to finally play Battlefield 3. He finally talked me into buying an Xbox. I went and bought an Xbox. He bought Battlefield 3 because he couldn't wait he really wanted the game that badly. And we went to play split screen, and it wouldn't let us.
And
it was really disappointing.
And the thing about that is it wasn't my first Xbox game that I've ever played. I've been actually playing on Xbox for a few years now. This is probably my first, or second year that I've actually had Xbox Live in my own personal account, but I've played with friends for, copious amounts of time. Very long.
See, okay, and then here's the actual game, Battlefield 3. And the first thing you'll notice, it's made by DICE and Frostbite. Actually, doesn't even have their logo on here. On the back they do. Frostbite actually is the engine for the combat, and DICE is for also graphics and other things. Now, between the game and the actual game guide and the game, the graphics, the art of the actual decision was absolutely phenomenal. I couldn't be happier with how the graphics look like, and the reality of the game was probably the best part.
My favorite part is, again, I would agree with him, it was the reality of it. Like, when you shoot a rocket at a wall, you expect that wall to break down and crumble. But whenever you're playing a game like Call of Duty, you get a black mark that stays there for a good 3 seconds, and then it's gone. You're playing a video game, you can tell that, and it just didn't immerse you in it.
But now, when you're actually in Battlefield 3, if you're hiding in a building and someone doesn't want you there, they'll hit the building down on top of you and actually kill you in the rubble, which is actually a really cool thing. I'm not a fan of RPGs, but in this game, they're definitely more useful than any others.
It is not a really cool thing when you're playing regular team deathmatch and your friends are driving by in a tank thinking, hey, we don't want that building there, while you're sitting in it. That's a good way to get team killed.
Yeah, I've killed them several times doing that. Actually, speaking of vehicles, this is actually the very first game that I know of, at least, where you can drive vehicles at free will. You can hop in a plane, hop in a tank, hop in a Jeep, or a helicopter for that matter, and drive them. Now, the ability to drive them and the skill to drive them varies quite a bit. I cannot drive a Jeep. It's just too many things in the way. I swear trees just grow right in front of me, actually.
It's practically as well as he drives a car, and that's not too fantastic either.
But put me in a tank, I can roll over people, blow stuff up, including buildings and whatever else I can hit.
I prefer helicopters. I'd rather just sit up right above an objective, capture it while just raining bullets.
Yeah, and it all depends on what you're good at. Some people are not good in helicopters. I really get pissed off when some people continuously pick up the helicopter and they don't know how to fly it. That's very frustrating.
Or the planes, or the tanks, or anything else like that.
If you aren't good in it, stay out of it. Simple as that. I guess you can have a grace period where you're trying to learn how to fly it or learn how to drive it. But if you can't get it after a couple matches, stop.
3-match grace period. After that, you're done.
And we will take the plane on from you if we have to.
We will find you.
And we will kill you. All right, next thing that's really cool about Battlefield 3 is they put you in squadrons. Now, this is really cool because each squad takes up 4 people, and there are 4 classes. Now, the classes vary from Assault, Engineer, Support, and Recon. Now, Recon is the sniper. Assault, you can figure it out. Engineer usually involves mines or...
You're either going to be fixing shit or blowing shit up.
Pretty much. And Support is light machine guns. Now, as far as my personal favorite, I will pretty much always go with Assault, because sniping is a lot more difficult in this game. To be honest, it takes a while to get used to. It's not Call of Duty where you can shoot him in the foot and he's dead. It actually takes skill. You have to pace your shots. And go for the, you have to include drop. You have to include leg time if they're running and you're far away. All that has to be included when you're sniping, which makes sniping a lot more difficult.
I would actually prefer the Support class because I'm more of an LMG guy in this sort of game. Playing games like Call of Duty, I prefer assault rifles, but in this, you can get a lot more firepower, a lot more bullets, and a lot more damage done if you have an LMG compared to an assault rifle.
That's basically Battlefield 3 in a nutshell. I mean, I've played through the campaign. The campaign is great, but most first-person shooters you buy them for the multiplayer, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's easily the hardest over Call of Duty and Medal of Honor, but also it's a lot more fun, especially if you like actually putting effort into the game and actually, also it's a lot harder to camp in Battlefield 3, which is really nice.
Well, you should probably just explain. It's harder to get used to, not the game itself. Once you get used to it, you're either going to be really, really good at it, or you're going to be really, really bad at it. And you will know after your 20th game.
Yeah, that's a good point. When I say game's harder, I mean it takes more actually thought process. You can't just jump on as an 8-year-old and go shooting people and
Expect it to work.
expect it to work. You have to make plans. You have to talk to your squad sometimes even. I know all the time me and Jed will get on a squad and the other 2 people in our squad are doing whatever they want for shits and giggles and playing it like a team deathmatch when actually the most popular mode is probably more Conquest, which is basically like domination for Call of Duty.
And I would say Conquest is definitely my favorite. I've never been a favorite of sitting down, capturing an objective, and then going capturing others. Call of Duty, I've never played as it. Halo, I never did that much either. But for some reason, Battlefield just had a completely different spin on it to me. And it was probably my favorite game type that they could have added.
All right, that's Battlefield 3, like I said. Great game overall as far as first-person shooters. I'll probably give it a 9 out of 10. Overall games, maybe an 8. So either way, you're looking at a great game, a very good game. I think it's down to $50 now if you go buy it. I believe so.
I think it'd be down more than that.
I'm not sure since, of course, I bought it release night, or actually a couple days after. So I'm not sure. Also, if you can, look for these Back to Karkan edition. You see my game right here has that. Your little thing on top on the right. Basically, with that, you get a couple more maps, a couple more vehicles, and 10 more guns. All the guns are really nice, except the sniper. The sniper for the DLC there kind of sucks, not going to lie. I much prefer snipers for the L96.
The semi-automatic one is what we're talking about.
Go ahead.
Okay, moving on to Battlefield 4. Today we just went to GameStop, pre-ordered it, got the dog tags for each of us, all of that cool stuff. And from what I've seen in their little 17-minute video that DICE released, it looks fantastic. I mean, Frostbite made a different system for it. They upgraded it, and DICE seems to be putting a lot of work into it.
Yeah, the Frostpoint 3.0 engine I think is going to be phenomenal. Actually, if you go ahead, there are plenty of game trailer release. 1 second though. On these dog tags, it does say Battlefield 4 and Ready for Battle, the number. I think they're really cool. They're actually hard metal with a little rubber border to it and actual metal chains. Dog tags are really cool. I'm looking forward to getting it. Also, the fact that Frostbite and DICE are making it again and did a phenomenal job. Not very often do you have the same 2 companies working together that make a game not as good as the first. They usually end up beefing it up, especially with the new Frostpoint 3.0 engine. I'm really looking forward to that. And the other thing with Battlefield 4 is, if you go ahead online and look at the gameplay, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to the campaign as well as the multiplayer.
I hope they fix a lot of the buggy issues that you sometimes had, like legs sticking through walls. That was a big problem. I don't know how many times I've been running through and in a room, I see a guy's leg sticking out of a wall. Shoot him, he's dead. It was fun. It was easy, but it was unfair.
Yeah, and I kind of felt bad for doing it, but, that's his fault. It's a whole lot of not our problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, the last thing about Battlefield 4 I'm looking forward to is the graphics. Again, like I said, they're going to kick it up a notch. Games are getting better and looking better and more realistic. Battlefield 4 is probably one of the best games out there at doing that. I'm really looking forward to that, that's for sure. Also, if you guys want to see a song about Battlefield 4, you can go ahead and look at the annotation right up here, a link to Brysai's Battlefield 4 song. He actually has the beta already. I really like that. You can see good things there. Or you can follow the link up here, and that'll take you to the trailer for Battlefield 4. Both of which are great examples. Hopefully after you watch this, you're going to go pre-order the game like us, and you can hear our review again next fall. That'll be coming up, obviously. Other than that, anything else to add before I finish this off?
That's kind of like the basic of it. I would say definitely go pre-order that game. I pre-ordered Battlefield 3 thinking, hey, this looks pretty cool. I bet it's going to be a cool game. And it turned out to be a game that I absolutely loved. I suggest go buying it, trying it out, and if you really don't like it, just sell it back to GameStop. Sure, you're not going to get much, but money's money.
Other than that, thanks for watching this video, guys. Hopefully you guys like Battlefield 3. If you don't already have it, you go get it. Same with Battlefield 4. Go ahead and pre-order it. There aren't many dog tags left, so you might want to get out to your local GameStop and go get that right away before you lose your chance to get these pretty cool dog tags and other DLC opportunities at discount. Other than that, this has been D&T Gaming. I'm Tyler. This is Jed. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and have a nice day.
Your guns, it's time to go to war. Here we come, yeah, we're knocking down your door. Buildings fall, bodies hit the floor, and Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4. We have fun with big guns, we make all the news run. Sound like Duke Nukem when we tell them, come get some. Going prone so we don't get owned by a sniper.